So shall I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Deepesh.
Yes,
So you are
ma'am.
from Bharatpur.
Yes.
So tell us something about Bharatpur and especially about your bird sanctuary, how it is doing these days.
Yes, ma'am. Bharatpur is one of the easternmost district of Rajasthan. It is also called Eastern Pravesh Dwar to Rajasthan. It has World Heritage Site Ghana Pakshi Bihar or Kevladev Bird Sanctuary, which is called Heaven for Migratory Birds. Here, many birds like herons, squirrels.
Is it still a heaven or it is no more a heaven?
Ma'am, yes, it is famous for Siberian crane, but due to some reasons, we are not seeing the number in increasing field. So yes, numbers have reduced, but yes, still more than 400 variety of migratory birds are coming in winters
And
too.
how many Siberian cranes?
Siberian cranes are around single digit, like we have reported this time in single digit.
Single digit, I know. For quite some time it has been single digit.
Yes, ma'am.
Why it is called Kyola Devi?
Ma'am, Keola Dev is second name to Lord Shiva, and we have a temple for Lord Shiva inside National Park, so it is called Keola Dev.
It is because of that, or because of that there is one more temple?
Keola Dev temple is.
It is Shiva temple.
Yeah, it is Shiva temple.
Kevla Devi Shiva temple. Okay. You have studied in IIT Mumbai also.
Yes.
And you are a student of, you are engineering student.
Yes.
When was IIT Mumbai set up?
Ma'am, it was set up in 1958. 1958-59.
58-59.
Yes.
And did any other nation help with other nations help or something?
USSR.
Indigenous. US. Are you sure?
USSR.
USSR. Okay.
Yes.
USSR helped it.
Yes.
Okay, certainly. Do tell us, people say that many migratory birds come in Powai also.
Yes.
How do you compare both this Bharatpur and Powai?
Ma'am, Bharatpur is on the way of migrate bird highway. Like we are receiving birds from Mongolia, Siberia, and even from China. And Powai, and here more than 400 varieties are coming in winter ground for breeding. And Powai also we are receiving, but not in that much quantity that we are receiving in Kevladev.
How many?
Exact number.
No, but what kind of?
Here,
what kind of birds you are receiving in Powai?
Powai, ma'am, I have heard about herons and herons maybe. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, herons, ma'am.
Yes, penstock also there.
Okay. You have studied in Jodhpur also.
Yes,
Tell us something about Jodhpur.
Jodhpur is second largest city of Rajasthan. It is
which is the first one?
Jaipur.
Second largest city of Rajasthan.
Yes.
No, I don't want to know that whether it is first or second or something. Some very specific, special features of Jodhpur. I'm interested in that.
Special feature, ma'am, Jodhpur is famous for its Mehrangarh Fort, which is one of a grand fort of Rajasthan. Second, its vibrant culture. Marwadi culture of Ghumar dance as well as Kurla is very famous all over Rajasthan. Its Marwadis are famous.
Marwadis are famous. Yes. Bharatpur is also Rajasthan and Jodhpur is also Rajasthan. Yes. What's the difference between two?
Ma'am, cultural differences are there. Like Bharatpur has boundary with UP, so it has Braj culture because it is adjacent to Mathura Vrindavan, and Jodhpur has Marwadi culture, Rajasthani culture, where this dal bati churma etc. is prevalent.
No, I didn't get what is this Braj culture and what is Marwadi culture. Please tell me properly with examples, not like dal bati churma, something very specific.
Ma'am, Bharatpur is near to UP, so it has a culture of not many tribals are there first, and Jodhpur has many tribals. And second, Bharatpur is also about religion. Means here, Lord Krishna's birthland is there for us, so that way. And Jodhpur, we have environmental culture. Like we have seen Vishnui Chipko Andolan from Jodhpur. So
From
that's
Jodhpur, we have Vishnu Chipko Andolan. But, environmentally, rather, Bharatpur should be more conscious because of the birds migrating there. And when we enter Bharatpur, we see some very interesting information. Can you tell us about that information? Very interesting, and these days it's not considered environmental friendly, the informations that we get.
Ma'am, I think your indication is toward that Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary was a hunting ground. So I think that information.
Yes, of course, I want to know about that only.
Yes.
So Bharatpur people didn't go for Chipko Andolan sort of things or something of that kind, because in Jodhpur they are quite sensitive towards deers also.
Yes, Chinkara and deer. Yes, ma'am. I think that where scarcity is there, where we need more toward conservation. So Bharatpur is in semi-arid area, so a lot of diversity is there. But Jodhpur is scared in this, so that's what I think. I'm just guessing. I don't know much.
Mhm. Have you been to Mehrangarh Fort?
Yes.
What impressed you most there?
Most is, ma'am, its shape. Its shape is like peacock and also established on mountain. It's a like
Well, Jaisalmer is not on the. Normally, forts are like that only. Gwalior Fort, see Gwalior Fort or whatever forts.
and second is, if you see from the fort, then you will see blue facets. So that's what it is called, blue city also. And third is that it is built by lady member like Jodha Rao, Queen developed this fort. So that's what it is, a symbol of women mighty.
Did you get scholarship to study in IIT or Jodhpur?
Jodhpur, I got IOCL scholarship, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, and MTech, ma'am, I was getting TA, teaching assistance.
Okay, you were getting teaching assistance. Okay. There is a big library in Jodhpur Fort.
Library.
It's a very big library.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go there?
Ma'am, actually, I have been there since a long, so I don't remember, but yes, it is there. Museum is also there, library is also there. I have seen that.
It has a collection of very rare, manuscripts, and they have they are, the way they have kept those manuscripts. It's remarkable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Visit
So,
again.
that when you visit again, you must go there, and they have also published what all manuscripts have they got.
Okay.
And their museum is, of course, something to see.
Yes, museum, I remember.
Remember?
Yes.
Okay, what else you have seen? Which other places you have seen in Rajasthan?
Ma'am, city-wise, I have been to Jodhpur, Jaipur, Ajmer, Bharatpur, and Dholpur and Karoli also.
Dholpur and Karoli. I was referring to Karoli Mata.
Yes, Karoli Mata. Kela Devi temple is there, which is very.
I think it is because of that Kela Devi temple, this name has been derived from there only.
Yes.
No. You told me no, this is a temple of Mahadev Shivji. No,
ma'am, it has no connection from that Kela Devi. It is from Keola Dev, Lord Shiva.
Lord Shiva.
Keola.
Keola. What fascinated most when you visited Ajmer? What did you like most about Ajmer?
Ma'am, its secularism is one thing, that it has got one of the revered mosque also Hindu population is there, which is revering Brahma temple in Pushkar. So that harmony between two community is one thing. And second, its handicraft is also very famous. Pottery, even that paintings. Bani Thadi Kishangarh is also from Ajmer side, and again it's poetry. Yes, these two things.
Okay.
Yes.
When you say secularism,
Yes.
I am not able to understand what it means. Can you explain that to me?
Ma'am, Indian secularism means when we have equal treatment toward all religion. State have equal treatment to all religion, and
State has, not people of the state.
yes, ma'am. State-wise, that it should not give any preference to any religion. It should treat all equal, and as a person-wise, also it is the same that all religions should be revered. We should not think that our religion is supreme as compared to others. That way.
You belong to Agrawal community.
Yes, ma'am.
Which stream?
Ma'am, Agrawal has 18 Gotra, and I am from Singhal Gotra.
Oh, you are from Singhal. Okay. Singhal Gotra. Where do they derive their origin from?
Ma'am, we are originating from Agrasen, Maharaja Agrasen. And some stories are there, like he performed 18 yags. So from every yag he got son, and every stream is there. And some other stories, like he also got 17 wives and half dasi. That way 17 half gotras there.
Okay.
These are stories.
But some people say that he was a warrior also.
Yeah, Maharaja Agrasen was from Kshatriya clan, and he established Agroha kingdom in Hisar, Haryana. And yes, from there he originated.
Okay. Thank you from my side. Thank you.
Deepesh, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine.
So, Deepesh, you have done BEE and after that MTech in civil engineering. In spite of that, you have opted mathematics as optional subject. Any reason for that?
Sir, one thing that I have got in mathematics since my school days only. It is
Okay.
a subject that whenever I do, I get lost into it. And second is that after talking to my seniors and discussing with them, I realized that covering civil engineering subject in some short time, I will be in difficulty.
Okay. Deepesh, once there was a conversation between a British mathematician and Indian mathematician.
Yes.
The British mathematician RD said, I have traveled today with a taxi bearing number 1729, which is not a good number. But Indian mathematician said, no, you can't say like that. It is a very special number. Who was that Indian mathematician said like that, and why this is a special number?
Shri Ramanujam sir said this. And
Full name of Ramanujam?
what, sir?
Full name of Mr. Ramanujam? Srinivas Ramanujam. Okay,
Srinivas.
Go ahead, please. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Srinivas Ramanujam sir.
So why did he say that this is a special number?
This is a cubical addition of two number 10
Okay.
A plus 9 cube. So it is 1000 plus 729 is equal to 17.
So is this the smallest number like that?
Yes, sir, I think.
Okay. What do you know about Ramanujam magic square? Ramanujam magic square.
Yes, a magic square means if we sum along the rows and column, we sum square of rows and column, it will be same.
So rows, column, and diagonal also.
Yes.
All three. Rows,
yes.
column, and diagonal.
Yes.
So which was the first line related with that square? Ramanujam magic square. That was his date of birth. Date of birth was 22nd of December, 1887.
Okay, sir. Okay.
When do we observe National Mathematics Day?
Sir, it is in September, 15 September, I think. No, sir.
Just now I told you his date of
Sorry,
birth.
sir. Sorry, sir. It is 22 December. Sorry.
22nd December. That's
Yes.
right. So we observe National Mathematics Day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you name any civil engineer who was conferred Bharat Ratna? Any civil engineer conferred Bharat Ratna,
Sir,
highest civilian award of the country.
Sir M. Vishweshwaraya, sir.
That's right. Can you tell me about the contribution of Mr. M. Vishweswaraya?
Sir, he worked in irrigation engineering and also dam building. So,
Okay.
yes, sir. He told about.
Who is called as Metro Man?
Sir, Mr. E. Sridharan, sir.
What is he doing now?
Sir, right now I think he has joined BJP party and election.
Okay. Who is known as Waterman of Rajasthan and later on Waterman of India?
Sir, he is Mr. Rajendra Kumar Lahiri.
That's right. Mr. Rajendra Singh. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Which award did he get?
Sir, I think some seed award. I don't remember.
Did he get the Magasis Award also?
Yes, sir. Magasis award.
And Stockholm Water Prize?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Which NGO is he running?
Sir, NGO. Sorry, sir, I am not recalling name, but yes, it was related to water. Started from Alwar. Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. From Alwar, Tarun Bharat Sangh.
Tarun Bharat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When do we observe World Water Day?
So 22nd March.
That's right. And since when we observe this World Water Day? Okay, no problem. 1993.
Okay, sir.
Which is the Sustainable Development Goal 6?
Sir, I think it is related to clean energy.
No, it is related with water and sanitation
water
for
and
all by the year. By the year.
30.
That's right. By the year 2030. So this year the theme of World Water Day was for World Water Day 2021.
Saving the water.
Valuing water. Valuing water. One and the same thing, but exactly it was
Yes, sir.
valuing water. Okay. Now you might be knowing about two missions. One is Jal Jeevan Mission. One is Jal Shakti Abhiyan.
Yes, sir.
What is Jal Jeevan Mission and what is Jal Shakti Abhiyan?
Sir, through Jal Jeevan Mission, we are aiming to provide household connection, tap water connection to every rural household by 2024. And
that's right. Har Ghar Jal. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And through Jal Shakti Abhiyan, we are trying to bring some behavior change and awareness in India to save the water. And it is mainly conducted in like monsoon period and then monsoon after period.
So the slogan for this year was Jal Shakti Abhiyan. When this was launched on World Water Day.
Yes, sir.
So the catching slogan was
catching the rain.
Catching the rain. That's
yes,
right. Sir. So what does that mean? Catching the rain.
Like we need to harvest the rainwater so that it can reduce our consumption from groundwater, and also it can recharge groundwater also.
Very right. So we have to conserve the water and we have to conserve the rainwater particularly. Yes. So from where the funds will be utilized for Jal Shakti Abhiyan?
Sir, funds, I don't know.
Manrega.
Yes, Manrega.
Now there is a shloka in Isopanishad. I translate that into English. You tell me what exactly that means. Okay? Yes. Detaining, retaining and using every drop of rainwater as it falls and where it falls should be the maxim of watershed projects. Detaining, retaining and using every drop of rainwater as it falls and where it falls should be the maxim of watershed project. What does that mean? This has been taken from Upanishad, Ishopanishad.
Okay. Sir, I think we should collect every drop of water, and we
That's right.
yeah, like we should reuse it, recycle it
We have to conserve then and there only,
then and there.
at that point only where it falls.
Yes.
And we have to utilize there only. Let the water not run. Let it be conserved
Okay.
and let it be used there only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I am through. Yeah. Next panel.
Mr. Faisal is not here. Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Tell me, with so much technical, I would say, knowledge, excellence, what would you do in the district, Dipesh? Is it not a waste? It's highly qualified engineer, IIT engineer, wasting her time in the district. What a pity.
Sir, I think with increasing the aspiration of Indian, district administration is also becoming complex, and it requires technical person also in this. So my inclination toward technology would not be a waste for this. And we have seen very example like e-governance, digital technology mission, then even simple like e-health mission, national digital health mission. These all requires technology. So my engineering experience, in which I learned about teamwork, hard work, and also about problem solving technology. So these really help in administration, I think.
Problem solving. What are the major problems facing India today?
Sir, I think one of the reason is employment. Like we have been seeing one of the highest unemployment rate in India, and by providing skills and training like National Skill Mission, and by becoming Atmanirbhar in manufacturing and production, we can change this. I think. And so second problem I think we are facing is about climate change. We are not contributing to climate change much, but yes, we are facing the brunt. Our coastal regions are facing about tsunami or coastal cyclones. We have seen heat wave in Rajasthan, then droughts, and also recently locust attack. So this way, climate change is also one of the issues.
What is the latest indication of the climate crisis? Would you call this pandemic a fall of the climate degradation?
Yes.
Would you go as far as that? Coronavirus. Is it a part of the degradation? Am my voice breaking? Are you not able to hear me? Is my
No, sir. You are audible, sir, but
your voice is breaking. But if you have got me right, my question is: this pandemic, COVID-19, is it a fallout of the climate crisis? Is it one way of looking at it?
yes, sir, this can be a one way because these viruses are originating from animals, right? And these are transgressing to human because we have encroached the animal space. So that is one. Second, it's spread in vast area is also related to climate change. Deforestation and encroaching animal space are the reasons for this, I think.
what is this agrarian crisis, rural distress, farmers committing suicide? Is it not a serious issue?
Yes, sir. Agrarian crisis is twofold. One, that input prices are increasing day by day. Like we are using chemical fertilizer, mechanization. These are very costly. And second, output is also becoming stagnant. Our yield of food grain crop like cereals or wheat are becoming low due to this soil fertility reduction. And this is the thing. And third, agrarian is distress is also there. The farmer are not getting adequate prices for their produce because of controlled market conditions.
So what is Swaminathan Committee's solutions? He is recommending some major steps to address this agrarian crisis. What are they? What are they?
Sir, one of the recommendation was to increase the energy prices like 1.5 of total production cost. Second was that we should make agriculture more scientific, like soil health card scheme is working well in this regard to reduce the excessive uses of fertilizer, etc. And mechanization is the need. He is also saying about new green where not only we talk about fertilizer use but also organic fertilizer or these things.
What about land distribution, redistribution, surplus land, land ceiling, carrying forward the land reforms agenda, unfinished agenda? Does he talk about that?
Sir, I haven't read about that, but yes, more than 86% farmer are small and marginal. So we have seen large inequality in the land distribution. In my opinion, we should.
What are the two states which have substantially carried out the land reforms?
Sir, Kerala and West Bengal, because of communist.
So does it mean we have to go communist in order to carry forward these land reforms? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Why do you think that Chhattisgarh is a hotbed, still remains a hotbed of left-wing extremism, Naxal extremism?
Chhattisgarh, sir.
Chhattisgarh, yes.
Sir, I think one reason is that its terrain is very difficult. Lush green forests are providing guerrilla warfare tactic to these Naxalite group. And second is development also not reached. We haven't seen roads, hospitals, or tribal development, which is not hampering only the local development, but also hampering the police movement. Like I have seen a report where police needs to move around 25 kilometers before reaching the Naxalites place. So that way it is very difficult to curb them. So both way we need to work. First, we need to work on development, and second, we need to take the confidence of local people also.
Dipesh,
yes,
we have very brilliant people like you in the IITs and all, but still in the ranking, world ranking, our universities are not figuring in the top 100 or 200. Why? What do you think is the reason?
So the reason is that QS ranking or the ranking we see are based on some parameters like international students ratio to international faculties, then faculty to student ratio, and these parameters. So sir, yes, we are figuring for zero. Our teacher to student ratio is 30. It should be less than 15, then only we will get some marks. Otherwise, it is zero. Second, our international faculty and the students are also less. So that way we are not on top. But our academic reputation, employee reputation is good, and the citation is also good. So we need to work on these three parameters where we are not getting marks, like internationalization of institute and increase faculty to student.
What is the new education policy, Deepesh? What are the main features? Or what is so novel about the new education policy?
Sir, first, it is tried to increase the budget. 6% of GDP is aimed. Second, it is about universalization of foundational numeracy and literacy. And third, higher education enrollment ratio is also aimed at 50% by 2025. So this is a good thing. And second, most important feature is interdisciplinary Meru Institute are coming up, where institute will be every field like medical, engineering. So it will come up with innovation and research and development. And yes, sir, I think, and as teacher training is also given important importance in it.
What about Anganwadi children bringing the children beyond the age of 3 into the education fold? Is it not a new feature? That is, the education starts from
Early child.
Hmm?
Yes, sir. Early childhood parent education is also a very good part. Sorry, sir, I forgotten that. We have replaced. We have now 3+5+5+. Sorry, yes, 5+3+3+4 model, where 5 year of primary school education will be given, including nursery, etc. And then 3 year of 6th, 7th, 8th likewise. So we are
What are
making
the, yes, Dipesh, what are the fundamental duties of an Indian citizen?
Sir, according to Article 51A, we have fundamental duty like to promote brotherhood among the people. Second, to have scientific temper, and to promote the conservation of wildlife and forest, and also to protect the monuments. These are the things. To not to abrogate the dignity of women is also one of the fundamental duties, I think, sir.
To respect the composite culture, what does it mean?
Sir, India has huge diversity in culture, religion. So to maintain this, that we should respect each other's different culture. So we should be tolerant about diversity. That way, I think.
Thank you, Dipesh.
Yes. Dipesh,
Good afternoon, sir.
are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you have done your engineering, but you have taken mathematics as your optional paper for UPSC. It's really very few people opt for it, I'm sure. It is said that there is always a mathematical model to solve all the problems. I was told long back. But then looking into our Indian situation, our GDP is increasing on one hand, but the poverty is also increasing on the other hand. And there is a wide gap, a Lorentz curve, if you look at that, it is very, disturbing, in fact. So how do you develop a model where the eradication of poverty or issues like in health and other economic sector can be taken care of? How do you propose to do that?
Sir, actually, the calculation of GDP is not very comprehensive. It doesn't show about distribution, how it is distributing. So that we need to evaluate some method like GDP. We need to have some other type of calculation of product, where it is also shown that how many people are having this pie, means how many people are sharing this. So that way, and we have many methods, sir. Like one is taxation system, progressive taxation system on income is one way of redistributing. Also, we have surcharges on higher income to redistribute it. And sir, government also need to take a lead part in this. So significant GDP can be contributed toward the health and education. Right now, we are like just contributing around 1.5% of GDP to health. This should be increased so that poverty can be reduced. And so we need to make poor people empowered by providing adequate skills and training, and also providing adequate social security. So that way, I think.
But you see, in India only it is happening that the gap between the rich and the poor is on increase compared to the Scandinavian countries or any other developed country. So what actually is government doing on this? What should be done to bridge the gap between these two? It's very huge, very huge.
Yes, sir, it is very huge. According to Oxfam report, more than 50% of our resources are taken by only 1% people. So, but sir, government in economic survey is also arguing that we should promote pro-business policy rather than crony policies, so that we can provide an enabling environment where micro, small, and medium industries, even a small self-help group, can come into business, and they can also avail the benefits of this. This way, I think, sir.
But the Amazon and Flipkart have finished business of many small shopkeepers. Am I right or no?
Yes, we have seen that small businesses, small shoppers are finding difficult to get consumer, but sir, they are also government initiative like e-gram store, where we are providing market to these local shop owners. Also, we have steps like Tribes in India, Tribe Market, where these products of tribe can be shown to world. And also, sir, these companies should take lead by providing platform to these small shop owners, so that. And sir, we have this Competition Commission of India's Anti-Competition Act also, where we are making these companies accountable so that they can provide platform to these small owners.
They're non-functional. I hope, Dipesh, that your modeling and your knowledge of mathematics will help when you you succeed in this examination interview, and help you in promoting the peace, harmony, and economic justice in India. So nice of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I am through.
Feedback time, sir. This is feedback.
I think the performance is really good. Deepesh is very confident and has answered most of the questions that were posed to her. And especially the questions regarding mathematics and how it's going to help in her, civil servant role. In my opinion, I think it's fine from my side. But of course, about farmers, she has to be some about agriculture and all. She has to study a bit.
Well, Dipesh,
Yes, sir.
am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, Dipesh, you are confident.
Yes, sir.
Your answers were precise and concise, most of the answers. Body language also okay. Only thing I would like to suggest you that you very often say, that way I think, very often. So need not use these words very often.
Okay, sir.
Once, twice, okay. Even once or twice also not needed. And I'm very happy to see you here because you are from a modest background, and I hope you will get through. All the best.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Your level of confidence is very great, Dipesh. Keep it up. I am sure that you will succeed in getting your ambition in life, whatever you aim for.
Thank you.
Deepesh, I agree on what learned members have been saying, but as ma'am rightly pointed out, agriculture is a mainstay of our society at least. So the Swaminathan recommendations, just go through them. There's the broad features. It starts with the land distribution. So that way. Otherwise, excellent. In fact, ma'am was asking a lot of details. I think he rose to the occasion very brilliantly. But then maybe at the broader level, agriculture, health, economy, this is the broader picture also. When I asked about education, new education policy also. So when they say that what interdisciplinary, that holds a clue. And also maybe possibly we are a traditional society where we are not accustomed to question the elders. Maybe that civilizational thing, accept, respect for the elders, free questioning. Maybe it is high time we freed up the academic atmosphere. Barriers are broken, interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, integrating all those things, and then freely questioning, challenging the assumptions. Whereas our culture, maybe possibly, because at least in the rural areas, we are not, when we are questioning the teachers, that is taken as an impertinence.
Yes.
There is some cultural problem. At least in the rural, now of course the things are changing. So this could be an area. And then while answering, maybe at some stage, did you get tired? Did you get tired? No. Okay, because the board should not get the impression that we are boring, the candidate is getting tired, that smile, that enthusiasm. It has to be kept up. I mean, that also good. Huh? Otherwise, wonderful, excellent credentials, you will do very well. God bless you.
Thank you.